Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I'm George. We're all George. So happy Friday. Today, things are looking pretty darn good for Bitcoin and crypto. We have several huge SEC news, including one big dismissal that we got to talk about. Gary's probably not feeling too good hearing about it. So let's talk about what's going on today, why this dismissal is such a big win for all of crypto, and let's talk about everything else that's going on today. All right, let's do it, guys. Oh, let me fix my screen here. There we go. Welcome. We are starting out just a little bit under $99,000. In fact, we were at 99. We were at like 99.5 just like 10 minutes ago. Wall Street opened up. I think they're going to try to digest what is going on. And let's see what happens. What is the big news for today? Well, first of all, Wall Street's opening up kind of mixed. NASDAQ a little bit up, Dow a little bit down. But the big news or the big dismissal is this. SEC has agreed to dismiss its case against Coinbase. Now, this is pretty big for several reasons. The reason why SEC sued Coinbase in the first place, first of all, Coinbase itself was very careful back in the day in terms of which coins it listed. Okay. It was not, the offerings back in the day was not like what it is now. Now they're listing like memes left and right because Brian Armstrong's like, hey, if we're going to get sued, you know, we're just going to start listing anyways. But back in the day, they were very picky. They didn't even have Cardano listed, okay, because they were afraid of getting sued. And then they were sent a Wells notice. They tried to work with the SEC while Gary Gensler was in charge. They went and talked with the SEC several times. And it seemed like it was all good until, boom, they were sued. And it's been ongoing for many years. And they were sued for offering securities, okay, while being unregistered and for properly registering its crypto staking program, because at the time, Gary Gensler also considered any kind of staking a securities product too. So basically, back in the day, anything was considered a security, okay, according to Gary. Even stable coins, yield, anything is a security. So like Kraken, for was sued, and Kraken like relented and gave up. They didn't have the funds like Coinbase did to fight. Paxos was sued. They relented. They gave up. But Coinbase did not. They fought. And good thing they did, because now with the landscape changing, basically they have done nothing wrong. And Binance might win too. They were sued for the same thing. And they might win if the SEC dismisses that case too, which most likely they will because of this judgment. So this is pretty big. This also has bigger implications because in the lawsuit, they named a lot of specific coins at the time they thought were securities, which means now they probably think those are not securities. So the whole landscape is changing. We know that the SEC is being revamped. In fact, their new enforcement unit is getting rebranded, okay, to something that's more, you know, not as like daunting or scary. They're calling it a cyber and emerging technology unit. They're not calling it like a task force, like it's an agency that's going to attack you. they're trying to name it into something more friendly to work with projects, okay? To not hinder innovation, to actually, you know, be somewhere that project could go to and actually not get sued. Okay, so it's a totally change in mindset, and I think this is going to be a big deal going forward, right? So I think this is a big deal for not only Coinbase, but for all exchanges going forward. It's a big deal for a lot of the crypto companies that were named as securities, right? And this paved the way for others that have been sued. For example, Uniswap was sued. Probably that's going to get dismissed because recently they also said that anything that's decentralized is not in their purview. They voluntarily said that, so that lawsuit is probably going to be dismissed. The one against XRP, probably, against Ripple, will probably be dismissed. The one against Binance, that will probably be dismissed. There are a lot of pending ones, probably will be dismissed. And then speaking of stables, they actually approved this one from a company I've never heard of. But this stable is a new one called Yields. I guess that's the abbreviation for it. That actually gives you a yield, 0.5% yield. This is approved by the SEC, the very first one by a company called Figures Market. So if you're tired of holding a lot of Tether or USDC and you're not getting anything by holding it, this is actually pretty compelling that you can hold a stable that actually gives you yield, although it's very little, but it's still something. It's better than nothing. And this is SEC approved, which means they're probably pretty legit. They have the reserves to back up their stables. This also came out yesterday. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. See, again, the landscape is certainly changing. This definitely would have not come out during Gary's regime. In fact, this was filed during Gary's regime. Of course, it never was approved until now. So a lot of big SEC stuff been happening. Not just in the US, Canada's equivalent, I guess, of US's OSFI. No, I think they're not the equivalent, but they're more like I think it's more like the FDIC. I don't know what the OSFI is equivalent of, but they're in charge of guidelines for banks because they recognize that crypto adoption is growing. So they're basically setting guidelines for banks so that banks could be more open to crypto businesses and accepting crypto, I guess, or becoming crypto custodians. So overall, those are good. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. All right. What else is going on? Well, of course, Wall Street, their appetite for ETFs keeps on increasing. We did have pretty much a whole week of outflow, but these ETFs will continue to launch. Here's another one. Franklin Templeton offers a new one with Bitcoin and Ethereum, so you get exposure to both. They will keep on coming in. Look at this. The number of SEC filings that mention Bitcoin. And overall, they will not stop, and they will soak up more and more of the supply. Over time, these ETFs will eat so much of the supply, there's not going to be enough to go around. And yes, one day they will drain out the OTC market. Right now, it hasn't happened, but in the future, it will. It will. And that's compounding, or I should say this is a compounding on top of that. Here's another state, Iowa, that wants to join in on the fun, on top of the other 22 states now that are looking to introduce Bitcoin. Okay, a Bitcoin strategic reserve. So you got every single state looking to get in. So this is compounding on top of the ETFs. And of course, you have Big Daddy Sailor with strategy that continues to buy more and more and more. And him and the other companies around the world that now have their own Bitcoin strategy that continues to raise and buy more and more and more and more. In fact, Sailor just said, hey, I believe there's only one nation state that should buy up 20% of the supply. I think it should be the United States. I think it will be the United States. That's kind of crazy, though. Kind of crazy. And I saw Van Eck actually say that if the U.S., because Trump mentioned about buying Bitcoin and paying off the national deficit with it, Van Eck predicted that if the United States was serious about that, we would have to buy 25% of supply. If we did that, eventually that would be enough to pay off the national deficit. If you think about it, that's pretty crazy. First of all, buying 25% of supply is doable right now at its current prices. But like in 10 years, 20 years, if it could actually appreciate enough to pay off the national deficit, that's crazy. That's crazy. But by then, you don't want the government to sell off 25% of the supply at one time. That would cause a massive crash. But anyways, that's interesting. But I do think once the U.S. starts stockpiling Bitcoin, the other countries will follow too. That's a no-brainer. Russia and China is right behind Brazil and everyone else, the Latin American countries, Middle East, especially Middle East, European countries, Asia, they probably started already. Everyone is going to be jumping in. No doubt about it. And by the way, people have asked about this, but a lot of you guys want to go to the Bitcoin conference this year, and this year's in Vegas. So Sailor's going to be speaking, I will be attending, and there's a lot of other people. So yeah, if you're going to go, I do have a discount code. So in the description, I have a link. If you want to go, use my link and you'll get 10% off. So people have asked that before, if there's a coupon code. There is. And it's in Vegas this year. So Vegas, there's always a glamour to that, the Sin City. Just wanted to let you guys know. All right, outside of that, plug. We got Sora Ventures. That's kind of doing the same thing as MicroStrategy or strategy for Asia. So like I said, everyone's doing it. Everyone has their own Bitcoin strategy and will only increase. And of course, Metaplan is doing it. So you don't want to miss out, right? So now from a techno standpoint, this bullish pennant that I've been talking about for a while is starting to play out. We were on the bottom of the pennant for a while. We're starting to come back up. And at some point, we're going to break out of this pennant, right? It got a little scary for some of you guys, seeing Bitcoin hang like at the 93, 94, 95. People were getting a little bearish. But now we're back to 99,000, almost to $100,000. Not so bearish anymore. And here's the good thing. It's not just Bitcoin. I got something really good to show you guys about altcoins. We have one person, the founder of Crypto Quant, that believes that altcoin season have started. And here's the reason. He's looking at the money flow. Okay, I've already mentioned this. This cycle, Bitcoin is not led by retail. So you're not going to see money flow from Bitcoin to the alts, because the institutions that hold Bitcoin, they're not going to sell off their Bitcoin to buy alts. They may put more money into, let's say, the Solana ETF or the XRP ETF or Cardano ETF, but they're not going to be selling off their Bitcoin to go buy a meme coin or something like that. But Kai is looking at like the money flow from the stables, and the stables, they're all going into alts. They're not really going to Bitcoin. Well, at least at a 2.7x ratio. So almost 3-to-1 favoring the alts. And if this continues, obviously you're going to see a massive amount of money go into the alts. There are a lot of stables on the sideline still. We're talking about over $100 billion sitting in stables right now waiting to come back in. And then you got like the FTX distribution, which is another 10 plus billion, and all of that coming in. If they're all going into alts, this could be how altcoin season starts. It's not rotating from Bitcoin into alts. It's just stables rotating into alts, right? And today, we're seeing a pretty good recovery. I mean, XRP didn't move today. I'm surprised XRP didn't move today. I would figure people think, well, if the Coinbase case got dismissed, the Ripple one should be dismissed pretty soon too. I'm surprised people have not made that correlation yet, but I'm thinking people will soon. Sui's back up in a big way, 350. Solana is recovering in a big way, 178. ADA, Algo, Link, you know, you got a good recovery today for memes too. Pretty good recovery overall today. So yeah, it's looking a lot better today. What else is there? Well, for those of you guys that love memes and love to degen into memes, even after all the controversy recently, here's another one for you to look into. Kanye. Do people still call him Kanye West? I thought he changed his name. Anyways, Kanye is going to be dropping his own meme. And he's following in Trump's footsteps, but he's only going to hold 70% instead of 80%. So it's going to be called the Easy token. And it's a way to bypass platforms like Shopify. So I don't know if that means you could use it to buy things or it's complete meme. I don't know. I don't know the details. Yeah, I don't know the details. But this is coming. In case you guys wanted more memes. All right. That's it. You know what? Let's see. Let's see if Bitcoin, you know, yesterday, Wall Street dipped down huge yesterday. Dow was minus like 500-600. NASDAQ was down. Everything is down, but Bitcoin was up yesterday. Looking at today, all the Bitcoin related stocks are up today too. Coinbase up, obviously from the SEC news. You got GameStop up, Robinhood up, MicroStrategy up, Strike up. Everything is good. All Bitcoin related stocks or crypto stocks up. Everything is still up today. Not as up as before, but I do think the whales are back. It could be Binance themselves. A couple of days ago, I reported, someone reporting that Binance is buying back. I don't know how true it is. We don't have their addresses, but I did want to look into it. If Binance is actually buying back what they sold off, this would explain everything. But I can't prove it. I can't look at it. But someone is definitely buying back in a big way. That's why yesterday we had a good recovery. Today we're having another good recovery. And the way we're going now, we could be right back above $100,000 even by the end of today. All right, let's do some Q&A. Did I watch a game last night? Which game is it? I don't know which game you're referring to. A lot of people have been asking about Sonic. Sonic actually has been going up a lot. Sonic actually has been doing quite well. I am not a hockey fan, never been, and no, so I did not watch the game. Sonic actually has been moving pretty good. Up 16% today. Look at for the past week. Been moving pretty good. They are also having some kind of meme contest too, so I'm wondering if that's the reason why. Did Canada win? I mean, when it comes to hockey, like that's Canada's thing, right? If Canada lost, that'd be pretty embarrassing. That's like the United States losing basketball in the Olympics. I don't think I'm just gonna say this. I don't think you're gonna find any. Yeah, I'm just not gonna say it. I was going to categorize a certain group of people not liking hockey, but I decided not to. But it's true. Fire down below. Are safe blue chips no longer safe like render? I don't know if anyone ever put render in a blue safe category. Yeah, I mean, render's not gone. It's still there. I don't know if I would consider it a blue chip though. Praveen, how do you make those Chinese Spanish video voiceovers? I don't. I just do them. They're not AI. I'm just really good. No, I have someone that does it for me. Hey, Ming. George, why do you think Bitwise and Grayscale fight Doge ETF over Sol ETF? Oh, I know why Grayscale did it, because Grayscale wants you to just convert all their trust. I don't know why Bitwise. I don't know. They just want to take advantage, being a first mover. but too late. Grayscale just files for everything because they want to convert all their trust, because they, all their clients had their money in their trust for years, years upon years upon years, and they can't sell. But after conversion to ETF, they can. So that's the reason why. The last time I remember you talk about the OTC market, there was about 144,000 coins. Yeah, that's true. I don't have a real good way of checking out the OTC market. I wish I did, but I don't. But, logic would dictate that at some point it's going to dry up. There's only so many sellers. You're not going to have infinite amount of sellers selling via OTC. Joseph, I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea. What am I drinking? Irish coffee. No, I'm not. Just black coffee. I have the same black coffee that I buy. I buy a K cup from Costco, the breakfast kind. You buy like a box of like 150 or something, and I drink the same thing every single day. And I don't really enjoy it, but I just do it just so I get a caffeine fix. But I don't really even think it helps me, but I just do it out of habit. Stefan, BTC and gold in the sovereign wealth fund. Well, I agree with one part of that. Putting gold in that sovereign wealth fund would be a mistake because gold does not move. So why would you put it in that wealth fund? Charlie, welcome. What are you buying these days? Are you sitting on dry powder at the moment? Yeah, I didn't buy a whole lot. I bought a little XRP recently. That's about it. I've been just trading a lot. Honestly, it's like net zero. If anything, probably net negative. Like I'll do good one day and then I'll lose another day, and I'll do good one day and lose another day. So it's like, I don't know, it's just not going anywhere. Trail and see, that is the most depressing coffee story ever. But that's the reality though. I think most people drink coffee because they don't enjoy it. They just do it because they need that fix. I don't know. I would enjoy coffee, but I like my coffees to be like very sweet and cold, and I can't be drinking like a frappuccino or iced coffee or something every day. So I just stick with black coffee. Home sales drop sharply. That's probably not going to help markets. Prices hit an all-time high for January. Why would prices hit all-time high for January? Why would price of homes go up in January versus December is what I like to know. It's up 4.8% from the year before, up 3.5% just from December. What, people just like raise the prices of their homes? Tight supply continues to pressure prices. Yeah, I feel like this 29% of sales is either from like big asset managers like BlackRock that's buying them up, or home flippers. Like a normal person, a normal household, they're not paying all cash for their house. Um, and this doesn't even quite make a lot of sense. According to this, the price went up because the supply is short. That's why people raised the price of homes. Well, if the supply is tight, then how are home sales dropping? It sounds like the supply is tight, so the market is hot, but this is counterintuitive to that. I don't know. That doesn't make a lot of sense. It does and it doesn't. This is like basically it's self imposed. Like this is caused purposely because of the tight supply. Does the Cybertruck have heated seats? Yes, and ventilated seats. Fernando, it makes sense, but it's self-imposed. Home sales drop isn't because it's a bad economy. It dropped because people purposely raised the price. So the headline doesn't make sense. So it's just like you should just say, you should just make it like that. Like this headline, if people read it, is meant to scare people. You should just say, this is reading like, oh, the economy's bad, so home sales drop. No. If you actually read the article, the economy is good. There's just not enough. There's not enough houses, so people are actually raising the price of their houses because the market is so hot. That's why they raise the price so much. That's why it caused the home sales to drop. So it's not because the economy's bad. That's why it's a deceiving title and deceiving like data, basically. And then with that, Bitcoin starts pumping. See, Bitcoin can't be fooled. Bitcoiners know better. I don't know. I still hear that BlackRock is buying up all these homes and then just renting them. It could be because BlackRock is just buying all the homes and then artificially raising the prices too. It could be because of that. It's not that owners are actually, real owners are raising the prices. It's just BlackRock is buying up all the homes and raising prices. That could be the case too. Pat says, I love black coffee, but you have to buy better quality brands. The cheap ones taste bitter. I drink Kroger's Private Selection. That sounds expensive. Apparently, it's Green Mountain repackaged and sold for less. It sounds like a blue label type of black coffee. I may have to try it. If they sell it at Costco, I think I've seen Green Mountain before. If they sell it at Costco, I'll try it. Fernando, I bought BTC in January 2024, holding it like my home. Congrats. You're up quite a lot. Private Selection is the off-brand poor people coffee. What is like considered like the rich people coffee, like the really expensive coffee that you can buy? Starbucks. I guess no one really knows what the expensive coffee is. Are covered calls a big part of your investment? Not covered calls, just uncovered calls. And they're not a big part, a small part. I have, I guess, uh, a small amount of just open calls on Robinhood because I think they're going to do very well this year, but that's about it. I don't think there's any consensus on what the best coffee is. Everyone's just throwing out random coffee names. Kona? I see a lot of people talking about Kona. How often do you drive the Ferrari? Almost never, especially now in the winter. Even not in the winter, I hardly drive. Maybe once a month, probably once every 2 months. Last year, I drove it less than like 50 miles. I think overall, I only have like 300 miles on it in 2 years. The cat poop one, seriously good. I'm not gonna buy a cat poop coffee. I'm not gonna do it. Oh, look at that. Bitcoin's coming back up, 99.3. Today, we could break 100K again. That would be really nice. We haven't cracked 100K for a long time. Several weeks now. I have it hooked up to a battery conditioner. I made that mistake once, and it completely died. Here's some money for cat poop coffee. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know what you guys are talking about. This Kopi Luwak. Partially digested coffee cherries, which has been eaten and defecated by Asian palm civet. Well, that's not a cat. Whatever that animal is, a civet. So where do you get this kind of coffee? One of the most expensive coffees in the world, selling between $220 and, oh no, $100 and $500 a pound in 2010. Most customers are Asian, especially those originating from Japan, China, and South Korea. Some coffee shops sell a cup for $35 to $80. I'm gonna have to try it some of these days. One of these days. Atom Bomb. My Gala token never got converted V2 while sitting in ETH based in RX wallet. Am I now screwed? Possibly. I don't know if they have any conversions left. You'll have to check out with Gala, man. I don't know if they still have an open conversion. They probably do. They probably do. Just reach out to them. Yeah. Where do you even get this? Can you get this on Amazon? I bet that's not real. $29, that doesn't sound real. I guess you could get it from this company right here. I don't know if that's real or not either. You get the Nespresso. I guess you could get it for $28. 50 grams. I don't know how much coffee you're gonna make with 50 grams. Yeah, I don't know how many cups you make with 50 grams, unless that's like 1 cup. Four cups? That's not very expensive then. Maybe this is a scam. Whole bean one the same price. Get 10 capsules. That means 10 cups for $35. That means each cup is $3.50. Man, there's something wrong there. This can't be what they're describing in Wikipedia. It can't. If coffee shops are selling this for $35 to $80 a cup, no, there's no way you're getting it for $3.50 a cup. There we go. 50 grams for $49. The other place was $29. I don't know. I don't know what's real. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it, guys. I'm gonna stick with crypto. All right, guys. Have a good one, guys. Today's pretty good. Pretty good overall, except the broader market is not good. But, you know, Bitcoin's doing good. Crypto's doing good. SEC is dismissing cases left and right. It's good overall for crypto. So stay strong, my friends. Tomorrow I'll have another crypto cruise video for you guys. Tonight, 30 Degens with Josh, so don't miss that. Tomorrow, crypto cruise, and Sunday walk, and that's it. That's it. Bitcoin conference tickets. If you guys want 10% off, make sure you click that link. I don't know what else there is. I think that's it. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care.